Ooh, scary chair. It's a ghost chair. It's a very rainy day. Check this house out. It's pretty incredible looking, like something out of a movie. And the windows, if you look closely, are stained glass. I love this. This old 1970 sign dangling there. Beer, liquor, and wine. Old school. This is basically the Midwestern version of the pyramids. But it's used for grain. I think that's what it is intended for. Oh, bless you, truck stop. Bless you. Oh, that's good. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, leaving central Indiana now, heading northbound. It was nice hanging out with my sister for a few days and her dogs. Kind of enjoyable. Relaxing for a bit. Hanging out with family is always good. But the road beckons. I must move on, carry on this journey of life that I have created for myself here on my second channel, daily vlog channel, The Daily Woo. Look at the water over there. Swampy, mucky crud. I wonder if the swamp thing lives in there. Gets his arm ripped off and it grows back like a twig. If we were in an action film right now, there would be some kind of shootout near these tanks and they would explode in glory. Small town fire trucks right there. Look at this old truck. And there's Woody from Toy Story in the back of it with a lasso. Not a whole lot of people on this road. I guess you could say this is what they would call the road less traveled. All by myself. Just cruising along. Looks like there's some sort of road closure right here. Gotta find another way. Detour. Welcome to the Crown Point Historic District. And right as you are crossing that threshold is the old jail here in town that has a very cool history. The building gained national interest when public enemy number one, John Dillinger, escaped from it in 1934. He took a piece of wood, whittled it down to where it looked like it was the shape of a gun, put it in his pocket, like so, and that is what prompted the escape. If you peek in one of the windows, you can see an old newspaper article about the event. Unfortunately, the door is locked and no entry can be gained. The old courthouse here in town is pretty majestic looking. And out in front, they have the 10 Commandments carved in stone, which is interesting because when I was in Denver, I noticed their courthouse also had the 10 Commandments. I've never really paid attention, but do all courthouses have that out front? And I must say, I really enjoy the way this old movie theater looks, the Crown Theater. And look, there's even a crown embedded in the wall. It's no longer opened, but they still have the old school ticket booth with the register with the buttons right there. These are very interesting types of flowers. What exactly are these, for real? Are those petunias? And inside the courthouse just so happens to be a John Dillinger museum. And it says, crime doesn't pay, but it charges admission. $4. We're going in. They have a recreation of what the electric chair here looked like, and there was a guy by the name of Bruno Hauptmann in 1936. I'm assuming his demise was felt in that chair. And the guards, to keep him from giving them the middle finger, they've removed it. That's actually not factual. I just made that up, but it seemed very interesting. Here's John Dillinger's baseball shoes from 1922, preserved in this glass box. This is a guy named Homer Van Meter, who was a close friend and colleague of Dillinger. And when asked if he liked helping commit crimes, he gave a hearty thumbs up. Once Dillinger's style of robbing a bank became famous, other people tried to emulate his style. But one thing he did that others didn't was he used a saxophone case to carry his guns. And that, my friends, is his actual case. A lot of TV shows and movies will use a violin case with a gangster carrying it with their guns in it. It all started because he really used a saxophone case, and it just evolved to a violin case. Inside here is what is known as a Tommy gun. It could shoot up to 600 rounds in a minute. Because of the Dillinger gang, the Indianapolis police started to install a lot of bulletproof glass. And this is how thick that bulletproof glass is, and you can see one of them tried to get through there and didn't make it. Here's just an example of the arsenal that they would have used for their robberies. For a while he carried a lucky rabbit's foot, but then he decided he was no longer lucky and he gave it away to a reporter. And they just so happened to have it right here. That's it. His lucky rabbit's foot. That's pretty cool. And the most fascinating thing, for me anyway, is the fact that they have that wooden gun that he carved himself. They have it here in the Courthouse Museum. There's a picture of him holding it right there along with a real gun. But that's it. That is freaking amazing. As Dillinger exited a movie theater in Chicago, he was killed. And they have a display here, and if you press this button, you can see the death alley. And there he is. The interesting thing is, I was at the exact spot that happened less than a few weeks ago. This is also very interesting. This is the original headstone from his grave in Indianapolis. You will also remember a few months ago, if you dig back, I went to where the new gravestone is, and there is a lot of controversy on whether Dillinger is really buried there or not. These are the exact pair of pants that he was wearing in that alley that night. It's pretty wild. It is a very popular practice to make a death mask from those who live on in infamy. And John Dillinger probably is the most popular one because there are a lot of his death masks around. I like how they have recreated the marquee as well. In my travels over the years, I've come across a few unusual trees and fences that are festooned with shoes. And in Indiana, they have something similar to that, but get rid of the tree, get rid of the fence. Here, it is called the shoe corner, or in this case, the shoe corners, plural. For no apparent real reason, there are hundreds of shoes per week scattered not only in the road but in the grass and in these cornfields on all four corners of this intersection. It is rumored that once a week, the shoes are cleaned up and discarded of. So that means all these accumulate every 7 days. It is not uncommon to see shoes dangling from electrical wires, but rarely will you see a sight like this, where they are scattered and strewn all over the road. I've seen a lot of unusual things in my day. That is freaking weird. Wow, that place must be a lot of fun. Look at this little guy. It's like a miniature Volkswagen bus. It's not full size. Looks like it's only maybe 7-8 feet long, tops. I kind of like it. Do they really have the coldest beer in town? Was there a poll? Was there a newspaper article confirming this fact? Stopped off at the Lake County Interstate Visitors Information Center. Look how crazy this rest stop is. Very futuristic looking. But as futuristic as it is, there is an air of nostalgia because the kid from Christmas Story has his tongue stuck to the flagpole.
This is nothing. Come on, guys.
Let this be a lesson to you. Anytime anyone triple dog dares you to do something, you might want to think twice. You gotta wonder how long he's been stuck to that pole. Kind of reminds me of Dumb and Dumber also.
You wouldn't happen to have a bucket of warm water, would you?
And it looks like inside they are preparing a real-life Christmas Story event that will be happening in a couple weeks. There it is, Illinois. Whoa, must be Burt Reynolds or something.
Vlog over.